All right, let's get this show started!
Jailton Almeida has issued his first statement since being released from the UFC. Almeida was once a rising heavyweight and some believed he'd eventually get a title opportunity. He suffered a setback when he was knocked out by Curtis Blades back in 2024. Almeida got back on track with first-round finishes over Alexander Romanov and Sergey Spivak. Uneventful decision losses to Alexander Volkov and Rizvan Kunyev ultimately led to Almeida's UFC release. Almeida has taken to his Instagram account to release a video statement.
Fala minha galera, tudo bem com vocês? Galera, venho aqui agradecer a todos vocês que torcem por mim, que vibram comigo e que me acompanharam na minha trajetória no UFC, né? Foram 11 lutas, 4 performances da noite e me sinto muito realizado de fazer parte dessa organização, né? Agradecer a todo o staff do UFC, a toda a galera que me ajudou, né? Me deu aquele suporte lá, todos educados, me trataram muito bem. Então, e não é essas duas derrotas que eu me defini a pessoa que eu sou, né? Esse cara dedicado, focado, determinado, esse cara humilde que eu sou, que eu sempre fui. Então, é hora de pensar novos desafios.
Quick heads up guys, if you're enjoying the content, please give it a like, subscribe to the channel, and hit the hype button to help us reach more viewers. Now back to the news. It looks like Bo Nickal may have landed the fight he's been pushing for. Nickal recently got into a heated exchange with Colby Covington during the RAF 5 press conference, where the two traded words on stage. The tension quickly spilled over onto social media, with Nickal repeatedly calling Covington out, while Covington initially appeared to dismiss the matchup. Now, however, all signs point to the fight being finalized, potentially for the White House event. Nickal took to X to tease the news, strongly suggesting the bout is officially happening. He wrote, "I have a lot of respect for Colby Covington as a competitor and someone who never backs down from a challenge, the real American way. See you soon at Colby Covington, at UFC, at Dana White, at Donald Trump, at Paramount+. Who do you guys think takes this one? Drop your predictions in the comments below. Jake Paul has undergone jaw surgery for the second time after suffering a broken jaw at the hands of Anthony Joshua back in December. Paul's jaw was fractured in 2 places and he had his first operation on December 20th, during which doctors inserted 2 titanium plates, 1 on each side. Now he's been forced to undergo another procedure after the screws and plates began coming loose. According to Paul, the issue occurred because he didn't properly rest over the past 2 months.
Just got out of my emergency jaw surgery, having my breakfast here in the hospital. Basically, I was at the Olympics and the plates and screws that they put in my mouth all started to come loose. One of the little screws came out my mouth. I had to spit it out and they were super worried about getting it infected, so we had to pull them out right away because essentially it was just this open wound sitting there in my mouth where there's food and bacteria. So it turns out, kids, that if you don't listen to your doctors when they tell you not to do anything for 2 months and you do a bunch of things, the screws and plates will come out of your bone. Don't be a dumbass like me.
Back in 2024, Khamzat Chimaev appeared to undergo a noticeable transformation, presenting himself as more professional, calmer, and more mature. Many fans speculated about what sparked the change, with some believing it was the result of personal struggles and the depression he had to overcome during a difficult period in his life. Now, Chimaev's longtime coach, Alan Nascimento, also known as Finfu, has offered further insight. Speaking to MMA Today, Nascimento revealed that the birth of Khamzat's son was the moment that truly changed him.
We could clearly see the biggest change in Khamzat as like a more mature. It was during the fight week with the fight with Robert Whittaker. That was when everybody was like, oh, he's not aggressive anymore. He's wearing glasses. He's too calm. Maybe he's not hungry anymore. Maybe he doesn't want it anymore. Maybe he lost the aggression. You know, when people was asking me, my answer was simple, because I was already noticed this since maybe, let's say, 1.5, 2 years before that. Slowly, but that specific year was when everything just switched, because his son born 1 year before, and right before that fight, his son needed to do a surgery, you know, and he said that in the interview, no, I have to go to Sweden because my son gonna have a surgery there. And I knew that everything was okay with him, but the people that didn't follow that was even worried. You know, and they was asking me, and I was saying, before he had this animal inside of him that controls him. Now he's mature enough to still have that monster inside him, but he can control that. He doesn't need to keep unleashing 24/7.
Perfect.
Now he knows exactly when is the moment to unleash this animal. And you guys gonna see, and then he go fight Robert Whittaker, and everybody saw what happened.
Bear DeGidio, host of the Jackson podcast, has shared footage of Khamzat Chimaev getting in some striking rounds with Khalil Roundtree Jr. Chimaev later appeared on the podcast himself, where he said it's definitely possible he could move up to light heavyweight and even heavyweight in pursuit of becoming a 3-division champion.
So 205, is that something that I know you were calling out Pereira. He ignored that, right? There was never any response?
No, never response, but so we'll see if anyone else. I won't just become a double champ. And then I can go back to my weight class or stay there or go out more up. Try. I'm not that guy who's trying to go out from the UFC like undefeated this and that. I don't care. Just want to make some stuff.
How old are you now, Khamzat?
31.
31. So you got lots of time.
During the same episode, a 21-year-old member of Chimaev's team claimed he submitted Sean Strickland with a rear naked choke while Strickland was preparing for his fight against Anthony Hernandez.
Hunter, what were you gonna say?
Go ahead.
I want to say 1 week ago we were at PI and we go to extreme sparrings and this guy submit Sean Strickland.
Oh!
Yeah,
How did you submit him?
Yeah.
We were sparring with Sean Strickland. He asked me and Baisangur. Baisangur went with him 3 rounds and he made him tired. And then he says, come on you. And I went, take him down and submit him. Rear naked choke.
What did you think?
Dana White got the upper hand over Matchroom boxing promoter Eddie Hearn in the latest chapter of their budding rivalry. Zuffa Boxing had Dana White and Hearn have formed one of the sport's newest rivalries in fight promotion. The two sides have traded barbs for weeks since White officially launched Zuffa Boxing earlier this year. Since its debut event, Zuffa Boxing hasn't slowed down in attempting to add top-tier talent to its roster. White and the promotion were reportedly in talks to sign undisputed heavyweight champion Alexander Usyk, but as of this writing, it's uncertain where things stand in those negotiations. Hearn has represented some of the top boxers in the sport during his promoter career, including Katie Taylor, Conor Benn, and Anthony Joshua. He's also represented notable world champions such as Canelo Alvarez and Vasyl Lomachenko during their boxing careers. As tensions continue to escalate between White, Hearn, and their respective promotions, Zuffa Boxing scored a huge win in securing the contractual rights to one of Hearn's top fighters. As announced in a press release on Friday, Zuffa Boxing has signed Conor Benn with a record of 24 wins and 1 loss to an undisclosed contract. Benn signing with Zuffa Boxing is a seismic shift in the market after Benn spent the majority of his career under Hearn's promotional umbrella. Benn is also coming off the biggest win of his career in defeating Chris Eubank Jr. in the rematch in November. Shortly following the announcement, Conor's ex-promoter Eddie Hearn reacted to the news and said that he's devastated over Benn signing with Dana White. Speaking to IFL TV, Eddie said, "I have got to be honest with you. Me personally, I am devastated and I have had a couple of days to digest what might happen, and this interview will be different than it would have been a few days ago. Like you, it's not often I get shocked. I blame myself because I forgot it was boxing and I was like, I just felt that the loyalty that we've shown would never ever put us in this position, and I just felt that I never really needed to push Conor Benn to sign a new contract previously, and I probably could have got him to sign a new contract previously. Like I said, I blame myself. I made a mistake. I misjudged the character." Eddie continued, "It feels a little bit of a wasted few years. I gave it a lot. I gave a lot. You know how hard I fought. You know when no one believed him, no one backed him. I did. I believed him and I backed him and I never gave in. When he was done, loaned him hundreds of thousands of pounds. I blame myself. I got the character wrong. I took the loyalty for granted because of what I did, and I shouldn't have done that. And I've made that mistake before in boxing, but I just didn't expect it from Conor Benn. So like I said, maybe he's not quite the person I thought he was. I don't know. Look, maybe we'll talk in the future, but what can I say?" Sean Strickland Fight Week continues. In an interview with Complex ahead of his Saturday's bout with Anthony Hernandez, Strickland once again did not disappoint. When asked whether he makes more money with the new Paramount-UFC deal, Strickland, in his style, told the absolute truth. According to Sean, fighters are not making any more money, as Dana White stated, and went off on UFC fighter pay, saying that it's not fair and it's predatory. Strickland also added that fighters can make more money in Walmart rather than fighting in the UFC.
Were you excited to see the new bonuses announced with the Paramount Plus deal, or?
No bonuses. No one's getting paid more. What's the new bonus? 150. The UFC is, as far as the pay scale, there is no. You compare it to any other sporting event, the UFC is the most up. If you compare it to like pay versus athletes versus what they're making, there is no argument there. It's not fair. It's predatory. There is no argument there. Now we're a bunch of idiots who take our clothes off and go fight for shorten our lives for this. So like, do we deserve better? I don't know. There's no argument here. The UFC is not it's predatory. Well, I would just like it to match any other sporting event. Any other sporting event on how much they're making, we should get paid. Like what I'm saying is like, let's say the NFL they give 70% of the profits to the, I'm making this up, profits to the players. The UFC should do the same, but it won't, because it's predatory. But again, we take our clothes off, we get hit in the head like assholes, so maybe we deserve this. You say no to a fight, well, guess what? They're gonna go find some guy in some sand pit, they'll do it for 5-5. That's why you're slowly gonna see the American roster die, because it's like outsourced by like people that, what are they signing guys, 10-10? I mean, how much is rent in Vegas? Like 2,000, 1,600, 1,400. So it's like, once you pay your managers, your taxes, like how the are you supposed to live on that? Like, well, you could fight 4 times a year. Okay, so you go 3-1. Like no, you'll make more money at Walmart, dude, if you're being a Stein. But that's what the UFC wants, man. It's all just like corporate predatory. That's how it goes, dude. Why do I want to go compete with a Brazilian where he could go make money and live pretty nicely, to where you can't do that in America?
Here are the top 3 memes found on the internet. Number 3 meme was posted by OK Nectarine. Number 2 meme was posted by MMA On Point. And number 1 meme was posted by As Shopped As It Gets. Thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the channel for your daily dose of MMA. Catch you tomorrow.